Welcome to another session of This Is My Offer. My name is Seth Hammac, Global Partner Lead for Advertising and Marketing Technology for AWS. And I'm very pleased to have my guest, Phil Lockhart, Chief Digital Officer of Credera. Welcome, Phil.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Well, we're excited to have you. So I know we're going to talk about a few different topics today, but really would love to start with introducing Credera and kind of tell us a little bit about Credera and some of the work that they do.
Great. Yeah. Thank you, Seth. So Credera is a global boutique consulting firm. What that means is that we have people all across the world that are helping with high touch, very relationship-driven engagement. And a lot of the projects that we focus on are digital transformation. So that requires capabilities in data engineering, custom integration, platform implementation, as well as AI, and then all the different components of like management consulting, of process optimization, and program leadership to make sure they're successful.
Very cool. Now, I know Credera is not a standalone company. One of the things that makes it unique is its relationship to the larger company, Omnicom. Could you tell us a little bit more about that relationship and a little bit more about Omnicom?
That's right. Yeah. So Credera is part of Omnicom, and we sit specifically within OPMG, which is the Omnicom Precision Marketing Group. A little background on Omnicom is that it is the leading global marketing and communications holding company, and it helps provide specialized services to help businesses build their brands and engage consumers. There's a lot of different agencies that are involved in there: advertising, public relations, media planning, digital marketing, and data analytics. If you look specifically at what we do, we help clients in three areas. One, which is media. So we work with these agencies to ensure who they are targeting and where they are targeting them. Creative is the second spot. So how they are targeting, like with personalized content. And the last thing is performance, making sure that when they do target customers, that it's effective and has a lot of efficiency built in.
Interesting. And how big is Omnicom and Credera?
Yeah, so Omnicom has over 1,000 agencies, as mentioned, and over 75,000 team members. If you look at Credera in particular, we do have a global presence, so representation in the United States and other countries, but then also specifically the number of team members, it's about 4,000 people globally.
Oh, great. Well, that's really interesting. And I know that Credera works with a lot of Omnicom clients too. And so that's just such an interesting relationship all the way from media to technology and then connecting with Amazon. Because I know that Omnicom also has a relationship with different parts of Amazon. And so that's makes it very unique. So thanks for sharing that. Now I'd love to dive into a little bit about hot topics, right?
Okay.
We like to talk to our guests and kind of have current information to help everyone kind of stay up to date. So what are some of the top trends and challenges that you see clients dealing with in the current kind of evolving landscape and marketplace?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things is that companies have been collecting and storing a lot of data. And one of the things that we have to help clients with is how to make sure that they are looking at privacy and security on that. All the different engagements from a marketing standpoint, you can understand the importance of that, specifically when you get into regulated environments and industries like, financial services and pharmaceutical healthcare with it. Secondarily is, personalization. How do they use that data to make sure that they can engage with customers in a very personalized manner? And the last thing is just the rise of AI. That's everywhere.
And when we kind of think about AI, how do you see clients successfully kind of using AI to accelerate their business?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things that our customers are doing is like trying to figure out how they can upskill business users quickly within the space. So that's one area. And if you look at things that they're doing is that they want to get to data-driven insights faster. So you see all the different chatbots that are being created, and then also taking Gen AI to enhance existing dashboards and getting more out of that. So either new capabilities or the summarization and getting the results faster, which allows maybe a newer business user to get more out of the results without having to go through as much training. So it advances quicker. The last thing is that operational efficiency. So how can AI be used within existing processes to make it, a little bit better? And examples like that would either be content supply chain or, within marketing, just getting a brief built faster.
Thanks for sharing. Those are very interesting examples. So, I mean, because it's easy to become overwhelmed by the number of AI use cases or the different things you can do, What are just two concrete things that you would tell clients to focus on to be more effective or successful at using generative AI?
Yeah, I think the first thing is don't get caught in just building something with it, is actually try to use AI across an existing business process to make it probably, three things. One, more effective, more efficient, or provide scale within it. So that what you're doing then is knowing that that's something that already has value to your business, you're just making it better. The second thing I would say is making sure that you are not just building things in silos within the organization. So you have to standardize the use of AI internally by building like enterprise capabilities that you can make available to like all the different lines of business for consistency.
Those are great things to focus on. Now, I know one of the ways that Credera is helping clients kind of really be effective at that is through the use of some of your own solutions and accelerators. One, for example, that I know of is called, MAP. So could you talk a little bit more about that one and kind of lay out how clients are using that platform?
Yeah, I can give some details on that. So MAP is our marketing analytics platform, and really it's to help address the fact that we live in a highly personalized environment. So a lot of expectations on the use of data in a very targeted way. So we wanted to build an accelerator that can help clients ingest their data, enrich their data with third-party data, and get speed to value on getting to the insights. Certain things that usually get in the way of customers is the fact that they need to figure out how to get all their data in the right spot, what data to get to begin with, how to transform and structure that data so it can be useful. And we've built an accelerator that allows us to do something that would normally take 3 months to build, to actually ingest, really standard data sets from behavioral, marketing, performance, or operational data into a structured way that's immediately providing insights in something that can be kicked off and automated in the time it takes to make a cup of coffee. So a lot faster value within it. We just want to make sure we're getting our clients to the use of the data versus projects about the data.
That's really interesting. Now, how does that accelerator use parts of AWS?
Yeah, the fact that it is all about data, it gives a great opportunity for AWS to be used. What we're trying to do is figure out how can we deliver value on all this data? How do we make sure that we're measuring the right things and ensure that our campaigns are performing well? So the way that we do that is we use a lot of the different solutions on making sure that we automate the onboarding and ingestion of data. We can touch on a few of those pieces, but then also to transform the data to make sure that it's in the right format and then structure the data so it's usable. But then also stand up, advanced data science environments like SageMaker so that you can actually get insights out of it. So if you look at all the different things that are being provided here, is the fact that like AWS solutions are utilized throughout the entire process. AWS provides incredible amounts of solutions to help in every single area, from security to transformation to storage and structure within it. So it's an incredible way to help accelerate all these things and automate it in an enterprise and governed manner.
Great. Anything else about the accelerator that you'd like to share, or could you maybe share a client example of how someone's using it today and the results they've seen?
Sure can. Yeah, I mean, like some of the things that we like to provide from a accelerator standpoint is the use of chatbots, the use of like the decisioning and recommendation within it. So we provide like over 400 different models that can be heavily utilized, and we have automated dashboards that can be utilized. So the benefits that result from this is that we help our clients take ownership of their data, centralize it, and get it in a spot where they can manage. Oftentimes, a lot of the data is fragmented across agencies. We help bring that into their own environment. And with MAP, our basic premise is your data, your environment, and your insights on that. Whereas oftentimes it's all over the place. The second piece is not just landing the data, but also making sure you can put it in a format that's useful. So you get the most out of it for ad hoc analysis, maybe automated structured reports. But then the biggest thing is getting you prepped and ready to do advanced decisioning in data science environments, which all leads to just the speed to value on the insight perspective, getting those insights there.
And who are some of the end users of, because, looking at some of those different benefits, it seems like it could be a lot of different teams within an organization.
Yeah. So, I mean, the great thing is that we've got the data environment and the reporting. So you got a lot of business users that are helping, utilize that data, but then also the fact that we automate the connectivity of those insights into the existing MarTech platforms. So across the board, all the business users are being used there from an operational standpoint. So many users from, across marketing, operation, and then within IT. So actually across the entire enterprise.
So Credera really kind of then helps bridge between those business users and kind of the IT, the infrastructure side to really unlock the value.
That's exactly right, Seth. So one of the biggest challenges is that a lot of the MarTech solutions, are there to help service marketing, but then they need the actual power of data within it. So making sure that we're making that connection on there so that they can get the most out of it versus just buying a solution and not getting the results or the benefits they need because they don't either have the right data, the right format, or they don't have it at the right time to do what they need in real time.
Yeah. Could we go maybe dive in a little deeper into a particular client example to see how it works?
Yeah, what we can do is show a client that had, some challenges on here. And this one in particular is a residential solar company. And what they were trying to do is make sure that they could provide better offers and targeted communications to their clients. So, specifically within here, they had 3 different challenges that they were trying to look at. They had fragmented data across the entire enterprise and across multiple systems. How do they bring that together into the right environment? The second piece is since they didn't have the data available, the right structure, their architecture from a MarTech perspective couldn't take advantage of that data. So they're sitting on all this data, like we just want to be able to utilize this. How can we make sure that we connect this into the way that we're communicating with our clients today? And the last piece is that they weren't getting feedback or insights into what was working. So we want to help provide a solution that was going to be really targeted effectiveness from CRM and just all of the customer engagement.
Interesting. And so what were the results?
Yeah. So, within that, we looked at centralizing the data on how we accomplished this and, talking about the different areas. We use so many different AWS solutions within this. And it was in particular to, the way to accelerate this. We had this automated process on something that would take months. We could stand up very quickly. So ingestion, we had used AWS Kinesis Firehose into bringing all the data in. We used Lambda processes and Glue to transform the data. And the last thing is that we're structuring the data, in Redshift and using SageMaker and QuickSight for the speed of it. This was all, automated so that we could get to the next point, which was going to be to feed the model. So you get the data ready, but now we actually need to figure out how we can use the model. So within Omnicom, we have access over to 400 existing data science models that help get effectiveness out of this. It could either be at the industry level or building some custom models that are going to help. In this case, we were looking at both cross-sell and upsell models that were going to help get effectiveness out of this. So in particular, they were sitting on 35 million records that they wanted to be able to use for deep insights to make sure that they could target the right customers with the right message, within this. And the fact that we could quickly stand up a data science environment with an advanced solutioning like SageMaker just made this quicker and they could get to the value that they're looking on. And happy to kind of talk through the benefits on that.
Great. And one question on that is were the end users the data scientists themselves of the customer, or were they kind of the marketers able to use the insights because of the tools that were built?
It's a great question. Yeah, we were able to bridge the gap between just have data scientists running a model than having to go manually work with the marketers on this. We're able to automate that and connect that into both their CDP and their CRM solutions for that real-time engagement, and also that feedback loop. So all the results and numbers that were coming back from those solutions were fed back into the model to improve it and advance it very quickly. The benefits were pretty incredible, and the speed to those benefits were great.
Very cool. And anything else about the client example that you'd like to share?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that we keep mentioning speed to value. And within the first 30 days of production, the results were immediate, and specifically the one thing they want to do is how do we make sure people are engaging with the communication. So they had 130% increase in open rates. This continued to go up, as time. And then the last piece was not only to open it, but they're engaging, with this content, which then led to, much greater conversion rates and sales within the process. So they were able to finally take advantage of all this rich data that they had and open up cross sells and upsells within their existing customer base and make their customers' lives better and easier.
Great. So really delivering on some real business value for all that technical work and work with the data.
Yeah. And the great thing is that AWS not only provide the way to analyze and create the effectiveness on it, but also the measure and make sure that feedback can come through and continue to get better. And this was something of scale, as we were mentioning, 35 million records, and the speed of delivery on it was fantastic.
Great. No, great example. So to kind of pull things together, this seems like a great example of using MAP. Obviously Credera has a lot of examples they can probably share, but I'm curious if someone was going to take away, like, what is Credera's superpower? Like, what would you want them to know?
Yeah, I think one of the big things that's unique is that we can combine strong enterprise technology, the patterns and the governance that's there with marketing capabilities. That's a unique thing in the marketplace where we can bring those things together, and all of the advancements of the run operate that are there from the Omnicom network. We can provide end-to-end solutioning for our clients.
Yeah, because imagine you can not only help a client solve those technical challenges, but then activate on them to really deliver that business value.
That's exactly right.
Great. Now, if a client wants to learn more, what's the next step they can take?
Yeah, you can reach out to us at aws@credera.com. We've also provided some links to some of the materials here for engagement and additional follow through.
Great. Well, we love having you as a partner and look forward to continuing our work together.
We
Thanks
love
for walking us through your offer.
Thank you. We love the partnership and it's been fantastic. And thanks for help providing the solutions that make things better and faster for our clients.
Great. Thank you. Thanks everyone for tuning in.